the fundamental question is, why do you allow somebody outsider to fund you to bomb your country? It's a simple question. Why? It's an identity crisis. If you know who you are, if you are proud of your nation, so now the way we feel the proud of our nation is to attacking it so you can control it.
Okay, welcome back to the Rubasha Family Podcast. We're here for another special episode between father and son. And this podcast, we touch on African identity and what it means to be who we are. Would you say that's correct?
Yeah, African identity is to know who you are, because we don't know who we are. Some, they are Muslim, some they're Christians. So that is how we lost our identity. So we take other people's identity. So we fight other people belief. So African, we don't have our own belief. So we don't have a spirituality leader. Arabs, they have Muhammad. Christian, they have Jesus. And those, they are not people who live. So those, they are believe people they follow. So to know you are Muslim, or how do you know you are Muslim? It's just the name they give to you. And maybe if you follow where they pray, all those things there, that's how they think, oh, I'm Muslim. Because I wear bulk, because I dress like this, because I eat like this. See, those, their belief, which make you that characteristic. Or Christians now, they go to do a name. You're not going to be always the name, you be Muslim. No. So they have to change. So because you have to belong to them. African before, they will never have those kind of things. Everything was African names.
Marketing is all about storytelling. Dad, when we first started this business, what did you say to me?
I said, yes, we do a podcast.
Why?
Because I want to tell our story.
Why?
Because I know the story builds a legacy.
Builds a legacy. And that is exactly what we do here at ETS Rubasha Media. We market your story on social media so you could build a legacy for those who come after you, to build your business and your personal brand.
Yeah, follow us on our platform. Go on our website, etsrubashamedia.com.
This is about legacy, and it is about showing up on social media every single day, because if you don't show up, your competition will.
Yeah, so we lost it. It's the same as you feel always you don't belong to anywhere. You don't know. You have to fight. If issues the Muslim and the Christians, where do you go? You go where you think you belong to. But we should be like that. African, they should be fighting their own struggle. Sisan say African go to fight for Palestine. For what? Those the Arab. They are really strong to fight themselves. And then the other one go to fight for Christians or whatever thing. Those two, they are powerful to fight themselves. But they have to go to use us because they rather us we die for them. That's how it is. The wars always killed within. So the wars in Africa is within Africans. Yes, there is no country attack another country, but there is people, the same people, attacking their own people. We give example, the war in Sudan. Sudan was one country. All they have one belief, most they are Muslim. But how come they can fight, bomb their own city? It's because they don't know who they are. If they knew they're African, if they knew they are Sudanese, this is a country, they will never do that.
So it even had said in that thing. That's what we wanted to talk about. What happened with this war? That even outside forces are coming in, Arab coming in to fund, for their, because Sudan is such a, they say there's quite a lot of gold there. It's close to UAE. But one interesting thing that you said was, when I think about it, wars, we're talking about history the other day, this country was defending this but all the wars in Africa it's not no one outside attacking. It's not like, oh, we can't say Africa because Africa's a continent, so there's different countries. But
so they use their own people to fight. So like now, UAE is on one side, so is funding for their interests, so against what the government is. Maybe the government is on US or something there. So now, because those people themselves, you see, when you bring outside army, it become problem. No, they don't do that. So what they do, they just give them money. You fight yourself. You destroy your country. That is the problem happening in Africa. Somebody can give you money. Imagine you are going outside there. Somebody give you money. You come burn your house. Or you come destroy your stuff in the house. And somebody give Ian money, and then also he comes, he destroys something in the house. That is what happening every single day. So they bring those belief, okay, you are my side, we don't want that thing there. And you accept that. So the reason you accept that because you don't have the pride for your country.
or to know who you are.
Yes, you know you are,
your people,
your identity, your people. You sworn to protect your people. Those generals, they sworn in front of the thing, whatever they use, to protect their country, to protect their land.
But the ones who are being funded, who have been funded, they're not part of the government or
no, they're outsider. So, but if you allow to get the funding to bomb your country, so who's the problem?
No, but when you say they're outsiders, so they're RSF, there's still two groups in Sudan, but one, like, let's say, is funding these guys to rebel because they were supposed to, the two, RSF and SAF, they were supposed to come together because they disposed the government. So they were supposed to come together to say, hey, look,
yes, we are all Sudanese.
We were together, the RSF, SAF,
now they're fighting together.
And now they're fighting with each other. Because one people was getting funded from UAE to go and fight. Maybe.
Yes, even the other one, they get fund maybe from America, or they
it said that Donald Trump stopped any support going to any. They said the aid.
Always they're lying.
They just said he did stop the funding, in terms of the aid. They said he stopped the aid to Sudan, so that's why no one.
But the war is still going on. But you remember, we are going to talk about again other people. You see, so so the fundamental question is, why do you allow somebody outsider to fund you to bomb your country? It's a simple question. Why? It's an identity crisis. If you know who you are, if you are proud of your nation, so now the way we feel the proud of our nation is to attacking it so you can control it. That's how they teach. That's why sometimes when there's a demonstration anywhere, what they do, the local people, they have to go to burn, to destroy their own country. There is other way you can demonstrate. There is other way. But as in Africa, we don't do that way. What we do is to destroy what we have built. Who's going to build a country after they finish? How do you go say this country is poor? They have gold, they have anything. Of course, it's a poor of mind. So poor of mind coming from why? For the leadership. for those things. Which school they go to? See, it is a simple thing. And the world is there. Everybody's laughing. Everybody's thinking there. And they live it. It's so sad. People that are living with hunger. For those people, those general, they have money. They never have a job. They have been funded since they are children. They went to school. They have parents. They have relatives. They finish. They work. They become general. Those arms was bought from the man of Sudan. Who sell those arms? Western countries. And even the boys who told the guns those army. You have a helicopter, you're a pilot. And you know this is your country. This is not outside your country. This is your city. This is your people. And then you bomb it. And that is what has been happening in Africa. Thinking always everything we say comes the poor mind. If we never start using who we are as African, we know it's the mind. If I continue thinking it's Jesus, it's Muhammad, it's anything there, we'll never go to be there. They've been dividing us for 6 generations. Even now, still going on. Africa, we are not people. Our educations mean nothing. You see here in Australia, when you say generation Gen Z, they don't know what church is.
Gen Z.
Yeah.
That's actually true.
In Australia, no children who knows what church is. They live a life, better life as know who they are. They don't need to go to church. They don't need to go to baptize to have their names. Because church is no longer the community basis. No. People get married. They don't need to go to church. It's a simple ceremony, legal ceremony is going there. Why church is closing? You remember, we used to wonder why church here is closing. Why no one is going to go to church? No one will go to church anymore because the fundamental of churches, it's mean nothing now for Gen Zs. They wonder why do you go to church? They wonder why people go to church, jumping around doing thinking there. Those ideologies live only in Africa is why the people fight for Christian, the people for Muslim to destroy their countries. Because they took their identity as religious. But that is the most wrong thing to do. The religious destroy. The religious, they don't build. They destroy. They have been destroying families to families every single day. That is why people keeping, the big churches here, what do you call it? Hillsong. Majority, they're not white.
In Hillsong.
Yeah. They're immigrant. Because it's what they believe that is how we were bought. That is the drugs white have been putting in children's mind to continue to support their belief. That is why there's no kids who knows what church mean in Australia. But look, the life is. But look, Africans in the church every single day. But no one try even to do a simple things in life to do. It's the same. We used to take you to church when you are young. But when your children get 16, when you say, oh, this is your freedom, no teenager go to church anymore.
You can force your kids. Let's go to church. You force them as soon as they turn 18.
That is what African does. Even the white people who go to church, they force them every Sunday for 18 years or 15 years. But as long as they get their freedom, no one go to church.
No one's willingly gonna go to church.
No one, for young generation, no one willing to go to church. Until your parents put you in the car, you go walk with them, you go to church. That is go there and the pastor thinking there.
And even with the parents, sometimes it depends on families. The husband doesn't even want to go. It's used.
Yes. But when you go to Africa Sunday, jumping on the church, doing thinking there, you wonder, oh God, what is this all about?
So in Africa on Sunday, the church is full to the brim.
Yes, because they don't have anything else to do. Activity, you have to create another activity to do. But when you say it, it's a war because you are fanatic. You are fanatic of religious. The religious, they really put us a huge.
So if let's say if back home we're going to church on a Sunday and going packed, then what do people here do differently than going to church?
There's many activities they do. You go to the game, you go to stay home, relax, gardening, go for walk, go for swim, take the boy to the games. There's many activity you do. Activity, it's where put everything there. Go to the pub, go to the park, go to the function, everything's there.
But isn't church like networking?
Maybe. To who?
For people who want to be in the same community. Sometimes it's people, maybe it's just part of community.
Yeah, that's also can be part of that. But when you start thinking, does it unite people? No.
Does it unite people? It could.
No, it doesn't. So the one who belong this church doesn't accept the other will belong to other different churches. That is why there is too many things churches. The religious is the purpose to divide.
Of religion.
Yes, to divide people. But if we don't need the churches, we are all people. We are all, one people. We're not going to be divided. We're going to be one. Why do you have Protestant, Muslim, Christian 7 days, Adventist days? Why do you have that? Because those people, they disagree. That's why they create something. But in Rwanda, in Africa before, those they were not there. All they are Rwandese. You don't say, I'm Christian that times. No. Yeah, so it's a belief. It's a identity crisis. It's how it is. So we go to work on it, how it's individual decision. Yeah. See, the white people, the way they came out from churches, they never talk about it like we're talking about on social media fighting. No. Everybody learn from it, say, oh, why do you want to go there? I don't need to take my kids there anymore. So everybody go out to themselves thinking there. So,
and they just started to see things that were happening in the churches. It just started to make it made sense around them.
Makes sense. Yes, there's many things happening. There's too many abuse happening. Too many abuse they face there. So they went to reality. People come out, or they have seen it, how they see reality. Some places everywhere is the same. The church hijack the communities. You remember, church and God is totally different. Religious and God, they are not be together. But that's how they take it. Yes. That is why you see people are suffering and they go to church every single day. And then you come to Australia, people, they know how to live their life. They're not suffering. And you wonder why. Say, oh, these people don't, sometimes you say, oh, these people don't go to church. And then people say, oh, but they're not happy. How do you know they're not happy? Happy. whatever happiness, no one knows what is happiness it is. But always, when you have your good life, you have your pay, you have your job, you have things there, at least you got to be where better than the one who doesn't have a job. It's hard to have happiness when you don't have a job. So hard. It's not easy.
It's very hard, huh? If you don't have income coming in.
Yes, it's the same everything. You lose your job, the stress comes out, the happiness goes away. You can't afford to pay your bills straight away. Even if you pay your bill, you don't have something in pocket, happiness goes away.
Sure. So how do we, to end this off, so we don't go on a long tangent, how do we solve this? And we look at this war even in general in African countries, Nigerians, Christians getting killed, this thing that you told me about in Sudan. How do we solve this?
Yes, it is just to become who we are.
Can we really get rid of all these influences? I mean, those are years. That's
Yes,
years and years and years of.
also the way can end. It's those people who influence. If also they feel so, they say, okay, let's we stop this. Let's we stop rooting this continent. Let's we stop doing this. So the people who do evil, they know. So if they stop, if it is the same, these corporate big companies, they still go to mining, taking all those things there. So if they say, okay, no, let's we stop it, they will stop it. But does the government also do good to understand to do the right things? Yes, maybe they go to do it.
Because even if you look at Sudan with the UAE, for example, another country, they will just come and let's partner with you. The way the UAE have built up the same thing, we partner together, do things, order, natural. If you want to come, you bring your oil here, we do this, we partner, da, da, da,
Yes,
and
maybe
it comes back to the people.
Yeah, maybe they can get tired, and so you see what happened. You know, country or big company which using their influence to kill people. No one sees it because they fear this the people. So the country which they are in peace now is because they don't have too much minerals, or they have been quiet to allow to be taken by anything. They say, okay, let's we have peace. Let them take whatever they take, but we have peace. That is all. Every country which have peace now in Africa is just they have let those corporate do whatever they feel to do.
So you feel if they were to say, no, we're not going to let you come in and just take our things, we're going to,
If you say no to the corporate, they will start it straight away. Yeah.
But the war only starts because we turn on
they call yes, they call a civil war, the conflict. Look Tanzania. See, Tanzania been good, so but they try to start to attack those big companies there, so that you can see it start become issue between the opposition and anything there. So that's how it starts.
But it still comes from us.
Yes, because they use us. Yes. So that's how they. So always they have to be outside influence make things happening. They've been quiet for a long time. They've been peaceful for a long time. But as long as you touch those assets, those contracts, those thinking there, so you get a problem. So there's a French influence there. There's a British companies there. There's American company there. Maybe if there's more Muslim, there's those UAE company also coming there. So it's easy to influence to give poor people money to fight. See, that's why somebody go to burn a house, go to destroy. Why is somebody just young kids just learning to go to destroy his own country? This is anger. It's not just anger. It's just influence between there.
Because if they truly know themselves, if someone comes to say, hey, we don't like how your government, look, if you take over,
Yeah, but remember, no one tell them this like this. It's a campaign. It's influence. So it came without knowing what happened. See, like I give you a good example. Kenya. President Ruto tried to change and implement tax for the people, implement tax to those big corporate and all those thinking there. Look what happened. They teach him a lesson. Stop it. Stop it, otherwise you are gone. That is what they were showing him. And look on this who create all those things there. No one know where they're coming. That is why he was so surprised. The people voted him. Young people voted him to change the country, to create jobs, to bring money from the corporate, the tax. Their own people who are looking for the job, who don't even pay any tax. They are the one on the street. They go to attack parliament. Why do you think those are easy people, normal children who does that? No. Is a tax, is influence, is finance to go to show the president we are coming to you.
So you
are nothing, you mean that we are coming to you.
Yeah. So it's come from
influence,
hierarchy, power.
Tell him a lesson. Look, we are coming to you, or change your mind. What he did. There's no way other way Kenya is going to grow. There's no way that Kenya is going to stop paying the debt until they put tax on it, until they charge those companies. Those big companies refuse to pay tax. All big companies, they're most international, they're based in Kenya. They pay nothing.
T-Mobile. I couldn't believe it. I was in America. The team in Kenya.
So all those things happening when you see a president, he was so surprised. That is why he didn't know what to do. He couldn't believe how the short election was so quick. He was so happy. He was elected by the people. Everybody was liking it, but in one simple day, the influence, the money, the social media, near him was going. He was going. He was going.
The BBC was suspiciously reported. When I saw BBC,
when you see BBC starting there, when see those British companies there behind there, they say, "Look, this kid had to be quiet," because you remember he came from outsider. See, he's a kid who take power thinking there, but he came with that power. People have put him on power. He didn't know. It's not about power. So now look, what is happening now? Nothing is happening now. It's low class. All goals they have, everything going to put Kenya, not paying the, reduce the debt, pay the loans, everything there, everything's collapse.
Yeah. And they use the media. You see how...
Yes, when you see international media is against you, you know what is happening. And the people running on the street.
The people who don't even pay tax anyway.
Yes.
Who are not paying tax anyway.
Yes. The most people who cause those problems, they're not the one who pay tax anymore. Of course, he was taxing everyone. It was okay. But
and it makes sense when higher ups who you remember to send people.
You remember when you are a citizen of country and you don't want to pay tax for your country, who's going to pay the tax? You see here how they campaign about tax?
But here people just go to Dubai when they feel the tax here. Like I hear people here complaining that it's too high, business owned, so they say they go to places Dubai.
But if you go to Dubai, what business are you doing there?
No, well, no. Some
Yeah, so it's okay.
they tax high. Yeah,
That's fine because they build. So it's the same if you don't want to pay tax, you go. Do you go the street, they destroy buildings?
exactly, exactly. You just leave. If you don't want to pay tax, you just. But that's the point. It's even the people. It just comes from a different place because the people who are paying tax are not the ones who are there fighting on the streets.
Yeah, but also here the campaign, they know they have to do with their community.
Yeah.
So now, if in Africa we don't do that, so we're waiting to get funds. That's why good to waiting people to help you something. So that I'm saying those big corporate, whatever they feel, no, it's enough is enough. Let's rebuild. Let's you pay more tax. Let's be. So only problem always they accuse the corruption or everything there. Of course, that is still issues because they can tax more, they more corruption. The corruption is not going to stop, but it got to be reduced. Even if they do it, they're not going to do it the whole their life. They build 2 terms and they go. And then somebody else comes in and anything there. See now, when something like now happen, and even politician, everybody keep quiet. See, they don't have even opposition who say anything. No. See, that's why in Africa we live, is the best place to live, to do things your own way. But when thing goes wrong, yeah, it's the problem.
That's like what I was thinking just now. Like, like it's to go and stay in Kenya or going to Africa is so amazing. Kenya, like it's amazing, it's fun, but because of the weak mind, because of how weak our mind is, at any moment something can break out.
Yeah.
Because we don't know ourselves.
We don't always say
At any moment, something can happen in Kenya, in here, that breaks out a war.
yeah, anywhere in Africa, anytime. Because the war is influence from outside.
And when you let outside influence you, there's no one who's coming to the Australians to say, hey man, you guys, the Australian government hasn't been allowing us to do this. Hey man, here's, to go to a different party, go get independence from there's nothing like that.
Even if they do demonstration, it happens in their
proceedings or
yeah.
to go and protest on the street, demonstrate, but no one's gonna attack.
Don't influence from outside. Local people themselves, they're angry themselves, they can do something there. So like in America, sometimes also they get angry, but sometimes also there's a violence coming there. It's the community to go together just for anger, and there's a period of time it ends. But back home, they don't end.
And it's from outside. But the solution is here. Maybe we're going to be the ones who can change things.
Change is going to come from within. Yeah. People do that, they know. It's just the way they feel bad, the way you feel bad, even them, they feel bad, but they don't have that power. So the outsider, they will go to say, no, enough is enough.
But it's so hard for me. It's so hard for them because if it's so easy to exploit them, this has benefited our families.
Yeah, people get guilt and then stop. Yes. So every change had to come in. So the change had to come from within. But again, also it depends how local they go to realize, to know that. I think people don't know what happening. So people don't know exactly what happening behind the scene. It's people that can know in Kenya. Those was cool because a big corporate, they didn't want to pay tax. They influenced those demonstrations. They make the president to get scared. If people they will know, they will stop it. So this is the conversation we are bringing in. So it's making the president to be feared, to touch those people who do those kind of things behind the doors. So those influence who told you go to burn your house, go to fight thing there, if they know they stop it, they will stop. Even the police, they go to understand, no, I don't need to go to shoot. our people. Police, they can stop it.
Thanks, guys, for watching. I think we can end it there. Make sure to tune in and to buy my father's book, Who Told You That You Are Not God, which is out on Amazon, and the link in the description. So make sure you go get your copy, which is exactly what we're talking about: African identities and African spirituality.
It should be by Christmas gift
Hmm.
as my book.
It's the best Christmas gift you get. Better than it's something that spiritually will feed you to know who you are, which is the most fundamental thing. We've seen it here. When you know who you are, yeah.
If you really enjoyed this video, make sure to click here, and I'm sure you're going to love that one.